Ciao!
Can you hear me? I was supposed to be there with you as usual, but my life suddenly changed and I'm a little bit far from Florence. This is Concordia Station, a French-Italian facility located inside Antarctica in a plateau called Dome Sea, in the middle of nowhere. We are 13 people from Italy, French, and Austria, as you can see from the flags. We are the most isolated people on Earth, more than the astronauts in the International Space Station. There is no way to move from here until November, and no one can come because the temperature is going to be lower than minus 80 Celsius degrees, and the night is coming, a long night of about 3 months. We are 1,200 kilometers far from the closest base on the coast, and there are 3.2 kilometers of snow and ice under our feet. There is lack of oxygen because the air is rarefied as it is at 4,000 meters of altitude, and is ugly dry because this is the biggest desert on Earth. It's like to live in another planet, and that's why the European Space Agency is interested in making biological research on us, in order to better understand how the human body behaves in such extraterrestrial environment. So why are we speaking with you? Because here we use Python, of course, and also because I love the Pycon, and I really have to say thanks to the Pycon Italia organization to allow me to speak with you also this year. Now I would like to introduce my friends here. They will shortly tell you what we do here in Concordia.
So hello everyone, I'm Colin, I'm a glaciologist. I work for the French programs. And during the winter we study more the structure and the chemical of the snow to better understand the global climate. And during the winter we do like some ice drilling, and the deepest one was called the Pica. It was a drilling 3 kilometers deep on the ice, and then studying the bubble, which is like in prison on the ice, we can understand more the past climate. And with this deep drilling, we could have information about past climate until 800,000 years ago. Now there will be a next drilling a little bit far from Concordia, like 40 kilometers, which is called, it's a new project called Beyond the Pica, and use the numerical model and use Python as well. The model predict that with this drilling we can maybe find information like 1 million years ago. So this is what we do with the French glaciologist here.
Thanks, Colin.
Hi everybody, my name is Carmen and I work for the European Space Agency. So as Marco has told you, ESA is interested in Concordia because it is the closest analog we have on Earth to a base on another planet like Mars, or to a long-distance space flight. This is because, of course, because of the isolation. It's because of the long night, because of the small crew size that we have here. We are only 13 people. So every year there is different projects from ESA, and this year we are focusing on the immune system for 2 of them, which means that I'm taking blood samples every month, and also urine and stool samples and saliva samples and all that fun stuff. And I'm looking at the cells, basically, of the immune system and how they develop over the time, because as we are here, always the same 13 people for 9 months, and as there is no dangerous microbes outside that could attack us, our immune system doesn't have a lot to do and doesn't get any new inputs. So what we can see already now is that the number of cells is decreasing. And this is one of the projects. Another one is concerning the adaptation of our body to the high altitude. And again, another one is focusing on motor functions and fine motor skills, more or less. So what we are doing is we have a spacecraft simulator here, like a Soyuz capsule, the spacecraft that brings people from Earth to the ISS currently. And every month I train my colleagues to fly it, and I look at how their skills evolve over the time, which is important because if you send people to Mars, for example, and they stay months on the spaceship without doing very much, it's important to know if once they arrive at the planet, if they can still land the spacecraft after not having done much in that direction for the duration of the flight. Yeah, and I'm also looking at how the mind adapts to the isolation and to the environment here. So we have a lot of psychological questionnaires as well to do every month. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Carmen.
Hi, Pycon. I'm Cyprien, and I'm a station leader. And I'm also doing some glaciology studies. I'm working for different Italian projects, mostly to better understand the climate. But normally I'm a biologist, and maybe a bit surprising that to you that a biologist doing glaciology here. But the reason for that is that I'm doing space biology, and I'm working, for instance, on how we can use microbes to produce what we need on Mars from what we find there. Like how do you use the atmosphere and the soil to make food, oxygen, fuel, and other consumables you need. And this has led me to take part in various strange missions in weird conditions. The latest of which was the High Seas 4 mission. It was a one-year mission in Hawaii funded by NASA. And the purpose was to recreate the conditions of a base on Mars so as to study the psychological factors of it. So we were living as if we were on Mars. We were completely isolated on a desert volcano. We had no direct communication. So for a year, we have not seen or talked to anybody besides the 6 of us, because there were 6 people there. We were also confined. We were always in a small dome, which was 11 meters in diameter, and we were never going outside with a spacesuit, which means that for a year we were never exposed to fresh air or to the sun, and so on and so on. And basically, that's why I came here. It's more for my previous experience in isolated and confined environments, more than my glaciology skills.
Hello everybody, I'm Filippo and I'm a physicist. I'm here in Antarctica in Concordia to conduct measures on the atmosphere, meteorological measures, and all these measures concerning temperature, wind speed, and so humidity. All this information, mainly meteorological, on a small scale, time scale, are useful for models and for forecast. For this reason, all data we collect here are sent directly to Italy and to Europe in order to be used for models. I'm also a Python beginner, and I'm glad to see the faces of people working behind the code that I'm trying to understand and exploit for my project. It's really nice because all these comments and functions, they are like like the most important thing here, where using internet is not always so easy. So thanks very much, and keep working on that because I will love to learn more. And for this reason, we also have decided according with Marco and other crew to create a balloon. I'm launching a balloon every evening. It's a weather balloon with raw wind sound attached. Going up to the stratosphere, measure data, sending them back to here. And so we will launch it tonight at 12 UTC. For us, it's 8 almost 8 in the evening. And yeah, thanks very much.
I am Florentin. I am a plumber. I am in charge of the maintenance of the base. I am in charge of the recycling wastewater. We recycling 95% of the waste water, and this program is which European Space Agency. I don't use Python, but I use PowerPoint. PowerPoint. Well.
Hello everybody, I'm Marco, I'm the chef of the station. My day is gonna be busy all the week because I wake up early in the morning for making bread and after organize the lunch and dinner. And so it's gonna be the same day from Monday to Friday, and in Saturday I'm more chill because I have some friends that come in the kitchen and cook for us. And Sunday is the best day because it's my day off, so it's it's the best, especially today because it's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Hi to everybody. My name is Alberto, and I'm the medical doctor of the station. I'm an emergency room surgeon, and here I'm responsible of the hospital of the station. During the winter season, which spans from February to end of October, we are completely isolated, and there is no way for us to be rescued, nor even for medical reasons. For these reasons, the station is equipped with a complete operating room, including any instrumentation and equipment that may help to face almost any possible medical emergency or injury. Furthermore, we have a webcam directly connected to Gemelli Hospital in Rome, where some specialists are available for consulting.
Hi, my name is Mario. Here I am the information and telecommunication technician, and I'm responsible for the maintenance and the administration of the local area network and any satellite and radio communication. Just to give you an idea, the access to the internet is provided by a satellite connection, and the maximum available bandwidth is 512 kilobit per second, which right now are totally dedicated to this communication, which would be otherwise impossible. The local network does not include just the two main buildings, but it extends to the external shelters and laboratories, which span up to 2 kilometers from the station. We are, of course, adopting multiple and redundant links and technologies, among which fiber connection, VDSL, and wireless bridges.
Hello everyone, my name is Moreno. I work as computer scientist for the Italian National Research Council, and here I cover the position of electroscience, which is a nice way to say that I cover both the hardware and the software sides of acquisition chains for experimental data. I'm responsible on the field for 12 experiments in geophysics, among which geomagnetism, seismology, physics of the atmosphere, and space weather. I manage more or less 40, 50 computers, from industrial PC to rack-mounted servers, to Raspberry Pis, Arduino, and so forth. Most of them are Linux or real-time Unix-based. And as programming languages for post-processing of data and visualization, we use as well Python. And for the acquisition, we mainly use C with slice of assembly. And as well for sensors and temperature sensor, humidity and stuff like that, we use as well Python or Raspberry Pis and something similar.
Thanks, Moreno. And about me, I'm in charge of the astronomical projects, especially an Italian one called IRAIT. And as you can imagine, I use Python all day long, fortunately. I want to say thanks to my friends here, because they spent a little bit of their time to speak with you, to the Pycon volunteers, to the Python Italia organization, and to all you attendees. Thanks to make this conference as special as it is, and I'm really proud of our big and also community, and I hope to see all of you next year in Florence. If you have any question, we have the time to answer, but maybe if time, oh, yeah, ciao Valerio, it's time of the coffee break.
Love you. Now I recognize you. You shaved so quickly.
Yeah, we have time for...
Yeah, we have time for one question. Do you have any question? Any kind of question, yep.
I have seen the dome outside in one of the pictures before. I was wondering if it's an optical telescope or it's an infrared telescope, and how is the diameter? Thank you.
Very technical one.
Currently,
you can say whatever you want.
Just, currently, we have only optical CCD, so we observe in the visible bandwidth. We can choose the bandwidth, but it's all the visible one. In the past years, there was an infrared camera.
Okay. Any other question? Sorry? No light pollution.
So, thank you very much.
There's some light pollution from your neighborhood, maybe, at, I think, 1,000 kilometers. No? Okay.
That was quick. Okay. So...
I understood when the question is how far is from here the closest base. From the coast is 1,200 kilometers, but from the internal of the Antarctica is 600 kilometers, because in Antarctica there are almost 65 bases from all states on the world, but inside Antarctica only 3 bases, one from Europe, this one from Russia, and one from United States.
Okay. Guys, thank you very, very much.